one thing's for certain, I am definitely not ready for any kind of photo shoot whatsoever. I look and feel like an absolute mess. I wouldn't have it any other way. Obviously, we had a kick-ass training day, as usual, of course. Started off with a 5K run, didn't record it. Did some weightlifting, took my mom to the gym. It's been a million years since that happened. Had a blast, also didn't record it. Finished off with some Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. Got a little bit of that. I was kind of thinking about my lifting journey and how it's been going on for several years. It's something that I have a lot of experience with. I've been doing since I was a teenager. Very comfortable with it, very competent, very experienced. When I compare that to other endeavors that I'm taking on when it comes to fitness, like trying to get better at running, trying to get better at rowing even, wanting to learn how to swim at some point, and of course martial arts, I am nowhere near as competent in those different fields of exercise compared to lifting weights. When you involve yourself with an activity that you don't have a lot of experience with, you go through a period of being a very humble beginner. You're trying to learn and intake a lot of new information that's being thrown at you to try to improve. It's overwhelming. It's humbling. In a lot of cases, it can be disheartening too, because there's just so much to have to pick up on. A lot of people get discouraged having to take on that kind of pressure. They don't have what it takes to stick with it. The discipline, the resilience, the self-belief even. What I will say though is the kind of mindset I had when it comes to continuing to lift even after all these years is the same kind of mentality that I want to emulate when it comes to running or martial arts. The same mentality that I want to share with you of just recognizing that progress happens one day at a time. If there is something in your life that you have a lot of experience with, it can be really easy to reminisce, look back to the early stages, the beginning, and think about how far you've come up until now. That wasn't just one massive leap though. It comprised of, in a lot of cases, hundreds and hundreds of days putting in the work, putting in the effort, learning, getting better, improving. That eventually led towards that end result. When it comes to acquiring any kind of new skill, any kind of progression that you're working towards, it always happens one day at a time. Some of those days are going to be great. Some of those days are going to feel like crap. That's all a part of the process. Talked about going through the process, trying to enjoy it. But part of the process, part of enjoying the process, I should say, is really understanding that it's not just going from point A and then teleporting to point B. No, there's a whole journey there. And that journey consists of little steps that you're taking. And those steps represent each day that you're working on whatever you're working towards. I always got to keep reminding myself of that, because it's pretty humbling taking on these new exercises that I'm nowhere near as good at compared to lifting. I'm getting humbled. I'm getting my butt kicked. I'm getting whooped by other people who are very experienced. That doesn't change the fact that I want to continue to get better at these activities. And I know that the process of doing that, the progress I wish to make, that end goal that I wish to reach so many years from now, in order to get there, It'll take a lot of time, but it only happens one day at a time. I want you all to keep that in mind with whatever you're working towards, whatever kind of goal you're trying to crush. We got New Year coming up. Maybe you have a big New Year's resolution you want to take on. Just remember, one day at a time.